Aries, something in your world is dissolving so that something stronger can be born. This week begins with a strange and powerful feeling, as though the ground beneath your identity is shifting. You may sense it before you understand it. Thoughts arrive like whispers rather than clear instructions. The sun moves through your sign and meets Neptune, and suddenly the boundaries of who you thought you were begin to blur. This is not weakness. This is the beginning of a transformation. You may feel more sensitive than usual, more reflective. Old dreams could return to your awareness. Memories, ideas, or desires you once dismissed might rise again with surprising clarity. The universe is inviting you to ask a simple but powerful question. Who am I becoming now? But Aries, this week does not allow you to drift in uncertainty for long. Soon after that moment of vision, the sun meets Saturn, the great teacher of reality and responsibility. Suddenly, the dream asks for structure. The inspiration demands commitment. Something you once imagined casually may now require discipline. Perhaps you are stepping into a new leadership role. Perhaps you are realizing that a path you started months ago now needs your full attention. Saturn does not block your progress. It strengthens it. It asks you to build something real, something durable. And this is where your natural courage becomes essential. Aries energy thrives on beginnings, but Saturn reminds you that beginnings are meaningful only when you follow them through. This week may present a moment where you must prove to yourself that you are ready for the next chapter. At the same time, another powerful alignment unfolds within your sign. Venus approaches Chiron, the ancient healer. This combination opens the heart, but it can also touch places that once carried pain. You may become aware of an old insecurity. Perhaps a relationship memory resurfaces. Maybe you suddenly realize that you have been protecting your heart more than you intended. But here is the deeper truth of this moment. Healing requires courage. Venus in your sign encourages you to love boldly, honestly, without apology. And Chiron reminds you that the places where you once felt wounded are also the places where your greatest strength now lives. For some Aries, this may appear through a conversation, an honest exchange that clears the air. For others, it may be an internal realization, a moment where you finally release the belief that you must prove your worth to anyone. You do not need to prove it. You simply need to live it. As the week progresses, the moon travels through several emotional landscapes, from steady Taurus to curious Gemini, and into the deep waters of Cancer. These shifting lunar tides may bring changing moods, but they also help you understand what truly matters to you. By the time the moon reaches Leo later in the week, your confidence returns in full. Something inside you begins to glow again. The uncertainty from earlier in the week transforms into determination. And that is the quiet magic of this week for you. What began as confusion becomes clarity. What began as sensitivity becomes strength. Aries, you are not losing yourself. You are refining yourself. The dreams that emerge now may shape the path ahead for months to come, but only if you are willing to take them seriously. Trust your intuition, honor your responsibilities, and allow your heart to heal where it once hesitated. Because this week is not simply a turning point, it is the moment where your future begins to take form.
Aries, your tarot card this week is the Star. This is a card of renewal and quiet hope. After the intensity of recent challenges, the Star reminds you that healing is already underway, even if the results are not yet fully visible. The energy around you encourages faith, not blind optimism, but the deep understanding that the universe continues guiding you toward alignment. You may feel inspired to reconnect with a dream you once set aside. Something that felt distant before may now appear possible again. The Star invites you to trust the direction of your inner compass. This week, allow yourself to move forward with gentle confidence. Your path is being illuminated, one quiet step at a time.
Aries, The I Ching reveals hexagram 24, Earth over Thunder, Return. This symbol speaks of cycles and renewal. After a period of wandering or searching, the path begins guiding you back toward your authentic direction. Return does not mean going backward. It means rediscovering what has always been true for you. You may recognize an old dream resurfacing, or you may feel drawn again toward something that once inspired you deeply. This is the universe reminding you where your real energy belongs. Follow the feeling of alignment. The path you seek is already turning back toward you.
Aries, the rune that appears for you this week is Rado. Rado is the rune of the journey, not simply movement, but movement with purpose and direction. It represents the alignment between intention and action, the moment when your inner compass begins guiding your external path. You may feel a growing awareness that a certain direction in your life is becoming clearer. Events, conversations, or realizations may begin pointing you toward a particular course of action. Rado reminds you that progress is not always about speed. It is about traveling in harmony with the rhythm of your life's path. When you move with intention, the road ahead naturally unfolds.
The currents of this week may reveal more than they first appear. Pay attention to the subtle messages around you, the quiet realizations, the unexpected conversations, and the feelings that guide your intuition. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What truth or realization has become clearer for you recently? Share it in the comments. Your story may help someone else recognize their own path. If this message resonated with you, please like the video, subscribe to Lumen Lores, and tap the bell so you never miss your weekly horoscope. Until next time, listen closely to the wisdom of the stars.